Whether mountaintop removal reclamation looks nice or ugly depends on whom you ask. The same might be said for graffiti. Is it art or vandalism?
It's an art. It becomes vandalism when they put graffiti on private property or city property. It's a proven fact that when you have a city that is littered with graffiti, it tears down the neighborhood, it decreases property value, and it makes citizens less likely to go there to shop when they have graffiti in the stores.
In this Outlook, producers Jeremy and Chuck Kleine peer inside the world of graffiti artists.
Yo, microphone check 1, 2, what is this? The 5 foot assassin with the roughneck business. I float like gravity.
You know, think about all the people that struggle with, you know, identities anyway, to make up a fake name that, you know, what kind of person does that, you know? The graffiti writer does that. I write Seizeone, Seizeone. I started writing graffiti in 86, 85, 86, and I didn't use that name yet. I gotten into some trouble, and if you get in trouble, you kind of got to change your name. We used to always kind of get sort of in trouble, chased or that kind of thing. So first time I got picked up for graffiti was in Florida, though. Brevard County assigned cops specifically for graffiti. So they made it a lot harder because we were really going out and painting, and I mean painting a lot, like every other night. And we still had to work jobs and stuff and try to do our regular lives, but to go out at night and paint every other night was an exhausting, daunting task, and they tried to match it by having enough, you know, officers on hand to try to stop it. So we got chased, and one time I got picked up, no big deal, the first time. Second time, I just turned around, there was a cop standing right behind me. I didn't have a chance to run or nothing, he was just standing there. 90 days in even a county jail, not the kind of place you want to spend. You're locked up next to murderers and rapists, you know, and you're in there for doing graffiti or skateboarding or something. It's not like, you know, you're a tough guy or anything. You're just a kid that did graffiti, and now you're locked up with a murderer.
I write Civic One, S-I-V-I-K. It actually had a moniker a while back called Silently I Vandalize and Krylon. I started back in 92, 93 in high school. The only avenues we had at that time was magazines distributed by hand and by what we saw. I've always got a bag in my trunk. I've always got a couple of small cans. I've got some markers. I carry markers with me everywhere I go, all the time, no matter what. In my pocket, hidden. Nobody knows what I do. You go into a bathroom, you go to somewhere, you throw up real quick, you get out. I wear a good running shoe. I'm generally wearing pants. If I have to crawl through mud and briars and trees and bushes to get where I'm going, I got to protect myself. It's usually long sleeve, a hoodie. It helps protect any kind of side identity or people looking at you from behind. Mask, if we're doing something real big, we try to carry masks or at least bandanas or something. I have a duffel bag, and I pack old sheets or sweaters or sweatshirts in there, which helps keep the cans from actually rattling together too. You know, if you're carrying 15, 20 cans, you know, it gets heavy, it gets cumbersome. You don't want to make a big sound. I get my caps ready. I make sure they're all clean. Latex gloves, a whole box of them usually goes in there. It's getting ready, so to speak, for battle almost. I have to stay completely focused. I have a clear head. I don't pack anything in that bag that I can't leave behind in a split second. The bag doesn't mean anything to me. The cans don't mean anything to me. The caps don't mean. I can always replace all that stuff. Everything goes, and you run, and you get out. There was a saying a long time ago. It's called sneak, paint, run. Sneak in, you paint, you run. Get out of there. And that's it. And the next thing you know, people wake up and they're rubbing their eyes, and they wake up in the morning and they're driving to work. Oh my God, what was that? You know, that's what happened last night while you were sleeping.
The more visible a place is, the more respect you'll get for doing it. A lot of guys will do the green overpass signs above the interstate because you got to climb out on there, and there's traffic, and there's no place to run. So places like that get a lot of respect. writers like Mook from Pittsburgh climbed up on that big yellow bridge and did that thing, and the city went nuts, man. But everybody knew the guy's name. They were saying his name on the nightly news. He got fame just from a tag, doing a tag, just a throwy, a real quick little tag on top of a bridge. Of course, it was 150 feet above a flat concrete, literally putting his life on the line to go do something that he'll never get credit for. You get this adrenaline feeling of being out and doing something, like graffiti. You go out and do it. It's against the law. It's a crime. That you're not gonna get any kind of, they're not gonna take you into the, oh, congratulations at school, Billy. You did a great job on your graffiti outside. You're not gonna get that. You're kind of slapping the face of the establishment. You're telling them that you don't care, that you have a voice. You're taking control of your own environment. Like, nobody comes to me, and nobody offers me a petition that says, hey, you know what, Pepsi Cola is going to make a billboard in your community. You have to look at it every day. Nobody ever asked me that. And I guess that's part of why when you're younger and you want a voice for yourself, you're going to go out and you're going to make your voice heard. You're going to make up a name for yourself and go out and make it famous. And it starts out like that, and then once you start, it just becomes this horrible, monstrous addiction. Like, you get so addicted to going out and you want to destroy everything. You want to burn the whole world down.
One property owner told us it doesn't take long for graffiti artists to return once he paints over the vandalism, but he declined to go on camera in fear of being a target of more graffiti. We also asked an official with the group Morgantown Main Street to discuss graffiti vandalism. She declined because her group doesn't receive many complaints about graffiti. The bigger issue is the amount of vomit that has to be sprayed off sidewalks every morning.